Just finished the first chapter of Henry Ford's Today and Tomorrow, and there were some ideas through it that I found extremely interesting. But before I talk about this, the reason why I chose this book is George Mack from the Modern Wisdom podcast talks about something he calls, what's the word? Laneness, Clarence. It's some title but it's used to describe the idea of how long an item's been around is a prediction of how much longer it will be around. I'm going to drop it down in the description, the actual word. But the whole idea is like there's so many new books coming out, and while there's a temptation to think, well, the newer books must have a summary and a better application of all the old knowledge. Like, sometimes, like a game of telephone, stuff just gets diluted, and you need to go back to the sources, you need to go back to individual minds and find out the information that you want. And one of the things I absolutely love is that this book was written by Henry Ford, which means you actually get to like psychoanalyze the content of it and understand what he's talking about, how he thinks. Because I don't give a crap what he's done. I care how he thinks, how his mind works, how he sees the world, and how I can change how I see the world, or how I can better implement models of reality to help me and help my understanding of it. And this book is absolutely amazing for that. At least it seems so after the first chapter. Here we go. Some quotes that I absolutely loved from the book are... But there is enough of the fact to indicate that when industry was being evolved under the pressure of people's need, and that is the only force that brought it into being, some men had larger visions while others had limited visions. The men of larger vision naturally bested the others. Their methods were sometimes immoral, but it was not their immoral methods that accounted for the success. It was their larger vision of needs, the ways and means to fulfill them. It is slightly older English and a little weird how he says it sometimes, but right there, he kind of talks about what Nathaniel Hill talks about, where it's like dream big, like have a goal so large that you don't even know if you can accomplish it. Like, don't settle on something you think you can get. Go for something you don't even know if is possible. Like, look at Elon. I want to go to Mars. Like, way out there, colony on Mars. He's not like, well, I want to have, like, go to the moon, or, like, maybe, like, I don't know, get a lot of electric cars. No, he's like, fuck it, let's go to Mars. Like, just crazy goals, help inspire people, create drive, and better the world. Like, there's always that cliche saying, guidance counselors put on their door, which is like, if you shoot for the moon and miss, at least you'll be among the stars, or you'll find yourself among the stars. It's kind of like what it is. If you have these crazy ambitious goals and you try to make them happen, even if you can't make it happen in your own lifetime, you're going to inspire others, and you're going to find yourself in a much better place than where you originally were. Anyways, I love this one. I had a video I made on this. Those who do not believe in opportunities will still find places within the opportunities others have created. Those who cannot direct their work successfully will always find it possible to be directed by others. This is what I talked about, where I say, control yourself or others will control you. If you cannot control how you spend your time, then others will do that. And I had a friend mention to me, he's like, Jason, like, wouldn't it be, I was talking about all the stuff I've been learning about time management and all the things I've been doing and prioritization. And he's like, wouldn't it be easier just like work for a company right now and then do this whole startup thing later on? I'm like, yeah, But, well, I actually told him, not really. I mean, later down the road when I start this up and I try to do the same thing, that's my goal. Like, I'm gonna have the same issues I'm running into now. I'm gonna have to solve the same problems I have now. That I'm just kicking the barrel down the can down the road. And I love that. Those who cannot direct their work successfully will always find it possible to be directed by others. If you cannot work for yourself, if you cannot get off Netflix, if you cannot get off social media, if you cannot control how you spend your time, others will do it for you. Here's a great one. Until lately, most people have had no leisure to use, and of course, they do not know how to use it. Right there, Henry Ford is talking about how the modern car and the automobile saved so much time out of the day by allowing people to speed up their transportation. No longer did they have to spend hours walking to work. They could actually catch a car there. That it gave them free time back. The washing machine, it gives you free time back. The dryer, it gives you free time back from not having to hang clothes up. And the reason why we have like Netflix and porn issues and like drug issues today is because if you think about it, it's absolutely crazy, because I grew up thinking this is normal. Unless you were an aristocrat or extremely wealthy, leisure time has only been like something for the past 100 or so years. Think about that. Beforehand, you'd be washing clothes, walking back or forth to somewhere, doing farm labor. Like, the tractor, I think Henry Ford's tractor saved farmers 291 hours of work each year that they would have had to spend, not necessarily farming, but just doing maintenance to keep their horses healthy so that the horses could pull the plows. Like, it's absolutely insane. And I got that statistic from a YouTube documentary talking about, it's called like the Plow Wars or something. It's kind of interesting. Where it talks about how the evolution of the plow it sounds boring as hell, but it's really fascinating. Here we go. Always they are willing to scrap today in favor of tomorrow. And this is talking about people who are working. But I just like that. Always are they willing to scrap today in favor of tomorrow. It's kind of like what people do when they're too busy. When they're like, I can work today, or I can study today and kill myself today, and I'll enjoy tomorrow. The only issue is today becomes tomorrow, and then you're still sacrificing today in lieu of tomorrow. So you need to find time in your life to enjoy it, to kind of sit back and like have that tomorrow. Like, what the thing you're sacrificing for, the thing that you're driving towards, you have to actually enjoy it. And they talk about this in 4 Hour Work Week with like mini vacations and stuff. But and there's just a secret. Those who get headaches are trying to hold the world back, trying to wrap it up in their small definitions. It cannot be done. And then the book goes on to talk about how the reason why America is so wealthy is in part due to the fact the gas motor and the engine was first like developed here and commercialized here and made huge. So you basically, if you think about America for the past couple, at least during the Industrial Revolution, like even though steam did come from the Europeans, the at least motor revolution came about due to America, and in large part due to Ford. But the amount of time that built and the amount of power that gave us, like in terms of energy output and ability to manufacture and get work done, the motor has literally shaped the country. Let's see, any other good quotes? The prophets. Yep, those are all the good ones. And anyways, I mean, I say good ones. Those are all the ones of which I can see are good due to the fact that you only really notice what you're looking for. So there's most likely other information in there that I'm not making the connection to and not getting because I'm not at the stage in my life where I'm looking for that information. So you can never only see what you're looking for, and that's very true in life. So at least that's a reflection of what I thought was important for me. Peace out.